So a few months ago, me and several other thousand creators were invited to join TikTok's Diverse Creator Communities program, which was supposed to be a year-long program that was to help creators from 4 distinct communities on TikTok. These were referred to as Black TikTok, Casa TikTok, API TikTok, and Pride TikTok. I am sure that you can guess which one I was a part of. Now, from the very beginning, I was a bit confused as to what was going to happen because it seemed to be a very American-centric program. All of the event locations that they talked about were in the US. But at that point, we already knew that there was going to be a TikTok ban in January. But the vibe was basically, let's not worry about it and hope everything works out because we kind of have no control over what's going to happen. Which makes sense. Obviously, the people running this program have nothing to do with the people that would be trying to repeal the ban or would be selling TikTok if they were going to. Now we've made it to the middle of January, and while there's still a chance that we're all going to be laughing in the comments in a few weeks because the TikTok ban didn't actually happen, there's also a very good chance that it's going to, and a lot of creators have already started migrating onto other platforms. And for some of us, this was an inevitability. The media analysis kind of videos that I make lend themselves very well to long-form content, so I was always going to end up branching out into multiple platforms. It's just happening a bit sooner than I was expecting it to. But for many, this wasn't the case, and they're now building a platform again from scratch that they weren't expecting to. I can't stop thinking about this diversity program and how helpful it may or may not have been for anybody. Despite the fact that we all use the hashtag TikTok partner, and many of us use the individual hashtags from our communities, I saw basically no one talking about it online, even though we were allowed to. I wouldn't say we were necessarily encouraged to, but we were definitely told that we could, and we weren't discouraged from doing it. And I did see 1 or 2 people mentioning it, but it was just them. I never saw it come up again, and I never even mentioned it in my videos. Not for any particular reason, it just never felt relevant to bring up, but because of this, I imagine most people weren't looking at these hashtags to try and find diverse creators that are part of the communities that they're part of and like trying to follow them and whatnot. Although on the other hand, I have sometimes wondered if the algorithm specifically pushed some of these hashtags because my biggest videos did include them, but I may have just included them on videos that I thought were going to do well, and then they did. But either way, unless the Supreme Court sides with TikTok, our round of the program only lasted a few months. From my understanding, it did happen last year for the full year with a smaller, different group, but this round was only from November-ish. And there was a few weeks taken off for the holidays, so there was actually only a few sessions, which again, I don't blame the hosts or people running the program at all for, because they don't make the decisions as to what's going to happen with TikTok, and what they were doing was good. Like, they were fine. It's just the timing made it so that there was only a few sessions that happened. But the range of follower counts in this program were very wide. Like, I had 60K followers on TikTok, but there were also people in this program with triple the amount that I did, and also some that were a quarter of the amount that I had, which I thought was cool and will continue to think is cool if TikTok continues. But I am really curious what other creators thought about this program and if they are also migrating onto other platforms. And I figured most people subscribed to me right now probably are so because of my TikTok, so I'm curious if any of you knew that I was part of this program or knew that it even existed or knew anybody else that you're following that was part of it. I just want to know the general vibe about it, because to me it's such an odd thing to have happened so late in the game for TikTok. But anyways, I'm excited to keep making content for you guys, and I'll be posting my regular media analysis stuff on here soon, along with compilations of my TikTok series that I've done.